Big Ten preview today. Part of the reason we're doing a Big Ten preview today, we just did one over at On Three. Fanta just got back from the Big Ten Media Day over there in Chicago, where we got a chance to hang out with all the coaches. And you got interviewed by Fletcher Lawyer. All right, we're going to talk. We're going to do our 5 things to know, but I got to ask you about that because that was probably my favorite piece of content that I've seen come out of Media Day. For people that didn't see it,
It was
Purdue
awesome.
Fletcher Lawyer went through and asked like all of the standard Media Day questions to the media. It was terrific.
Great questions, too. He came ready. He came with a list of questions. I love the idea of Fletch finds out. It's going to be fun all throughout the season. The more that programs allow their kids to go out and do stuff, and if the kid's willing to do it, it could be a lot of fun. And that was just awesome. I mean, he went up to Hummel, busted Hummel's chops, and I got to do the same in the interview, which I very much appreciated. It was really a fun time and a good time. And guys, I just, this is a rare situation in today's college basketball. I do think we'll continue to get it because I think certain kids are still just going to get it and certain coaches are going to be able to be on the same wavelength. But it was amazing being at Big Ten Media Day because you're walking by, and you guys have both been to enough of these media days where we're just going to be honest here. We don't know all the players by name with all the faces that we see. There are dozens of them. So it takes us a minute sometimes when they're dressed in suits and they're not wearing their team colors. It does take me a minute to put 2 and 2 together. Okay, like that's a real thing sometimes.
The other part of it is sometimes you get blinded by the chains that they have on, or blinded by the rocks that are in their ears.
How about the freaking money? Unbelievable. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Virginia Tech got paid in diamonds this year.
That's right. I mean, look, that is absolutely the case. Kevin Willard was telling me one of his kids has a $2,000 pair of pajamas. Now he was joking, but the kid was standing by him. But he's like $2,000 for a pair of PJs. I looked at the kid. I go, I didn't know there was enough fabric for those. I mean, my pajamas don't cost $2,000. But the fact is, like, what was so refreshing was you got Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn, Fletcher Lawyer walking around Big Ten Media Day. They talk the talk and walk the walk, and you can just sense it. Like, when you're covering this sport, who the best players and best teams are when they're when they back it up, not in a cocky way, but just like they know what's at stake. They are leaning into it, and I love that about this trio, and I just think that somebody brought this. I've heard this and whatnot about a couple of things. Like a couple of years ago, it was the Zach Edey show, and this year it does feel like, okay, this is a Purdue as a whole. Yes, Braden Smith's at the top, but they are really a team, and it's beyond those three. It was very clear, those guys walking around, the mission that they're on, and Fletcher's not like Rob with all the transfers now. They don't get to know the reporters and the media over the years. Mm-hmm. He was comfortable doing that because he's gotten to know us. That at its core, like, that's what I love about college basketball, and it's nice to see that it's still around a little bit there.
Yeah, you go to Purdue.
The best question was not only to you, but he hit Hummel with, "Is it Emmy or bust this year?"
Yeah, that was man. That was so good. That was so funny.
That was really good.
I texted Chris Foreman, Purdue's SID, as soon as I saw that. I was like, that was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in a meeting.
That's how you blindside Hummel.
Is it
almost like, well, I was part of a group, Emmy.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Fletcher's like, look at him like,
yeah, you know what that's from? That's from Goodman always being on Hummel, telling him what he sucks at, and then Hummel having to be like, "Well, that was awesome." Like he immediately jumped back into it.
That was really good.
I did text Fanta after I watched it, and I said, "You missed a golden opportunity with the transfer portal." He's like, I did add a quality transfer with my son, and I was like, you missed a good one because you could have said like, you should have. Retention's big in the Fanta household. You got to retain your wife, make sure she doesn't enter.
I missed out on a big one. Sometimes the best kids are the ones you keep. I really missed out on that line in that interview.
Yeah, you really
Next time.
All right, so
use it.
The number one thing to know in the Big Ten this year is that it's probably Purdue's year, right? Like, I think all the wins to me are kind of pointing to Purdue winning it. I've said it's national title or bust for them. I've said that I think that this is going to be the team that has the best chance of having a UConn 2024-esque kind of a season. So I'm just going to spin it here. if it goes wrong for Purdue, I want both you guys to answer this. We got about a minute and then we can move on. But TO fan, I want both you guys to answer this. If it goes wrong for Purdue, what is going to happen? Like how does this kind of not work, TO?
Somebody, I hate to even say this, somebody like you're not healthy.
Beyond an injury, beyond like that's the obvious one. Beyond an injury, is there a reason that this can't work?
They get the yips and can't shoot.
Yeah.
Like they get the yips and they can't throw it in the ocean with their feet in the water. That's kind of where I'm at with Purdue. Look, like Braden Smith's going to be able to find you quality shots. Fletcher Lawyer just knows his job. I don't know who their starting lineup. Was there any indication of what that could be, Fanta, while you were there?
I mean, I get the sense it's Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer. It sounds like C.J. Cox right now.
Yes.
Trey Kaufman-Renn and Oscar Clough.
And then you're going to bring Jacobson off the bench, who Jacobson was really good at U19s. And then, they just have
Omar Meyer off the bench is
Omar Meyer. That's where I was going to get next. They just have so much. They have size off the bench. They have shot making off the bench. They have athleticism off the bench too, to go along with those guys. That's kind of the interesting piece. Oscar Clough, is he's going to be, dude, can you board? Does your boarding translate? Boarding usually translates, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But like, even if you get past those guys, like Riley Burgess, 6'11", pretty decent player, like they just have a lot in terms of just depth. And when you have the best point guard in college basketball, that helps. And there's a very real chance that he breaks the all-time career record this season.
Yes. Fanta?
Yeah, records. I mean, he's all over a bunch of historical marks that we've talked about on this show. I think what would be their only pitfall is if we see the combo, which I don't think this is going to happen, but like, to me, the key for this team is, okay, can they just get enough shot making from CJ Cox and Omar Meyer and Jakari Harris? Like, the guy's not named Smith and Lawyer. At some point, an elite defensive team is going to say, all right, we're just not going to let Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer be the ones to beat us. The problem is then Trey Kaufman-Renn could beat you. Trey Kaufman-Renn could be an All-American. I mean, look at the numbers.
He was last year. Like he was 13.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. Like that's the wildest part about all this. I'm sorry to cut you off in it, but the wildest part about all of this is that Trey Kaufman-Renn was an All-American last year that is returning to the same school, and it feels like nobody is talking about him. Like in any other year, if he didn't have Braden Smith as a teammate, it would be like, TKR's got a chance to be National Player of the Year. Like he's been that good. You average 20-7 in the fucking Big Ten, and you come back to the same pro. Like it just, they're so good, man.
That's right. It's just complimentary shot making. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. Staying committed on the defensive end of the floor. Last year, ultimately, I mean, they almost got past Houston in a hell of a game.
Oh, that was a great game.
A great tournament game. It was 62-60, and they dug in defensively. But if you asked Painter earlier in the season what was leading to this team's struggles, I mean, look at the Big Ten quarterfinal. They lost 86-68 to Michigan. And by the way, like, I think that Purdue is the clear favorite in this league. But maybe my hot take is I don't think the gap is as big as people are saying.
Okay, we'll get to that because I have something on that.
But to me, complimentary shot making, and then Braden Smith, when people say we're not going to, I mean, you can't really say we're not going to let you pass the ball because he just beats that anyways. But in the instances where people are able to defend that and say we're going to take away the passing lanes from you, how do you beat us with your shot making? As long as he avoids that type of cold shooting performance. I mean, how many times have we seen it in the history of college basketball? Terrence, like Adam Morrison just had that bad day where he just couldn't make a shot. Or
that's the whole issue. It's that one bad day.
One day.
Which is the greatness and the pain in the ass about the whole.
That's it. So, I mean, I love this team, and they're the front runner to win the national championship.
Yep. And they're not going anywhere, man. Omar Mayer's a bad boy too, and once he's be able to slide it to the one spot, he's bigger and shoots it well.
And they're cleaning up on the recruiting trail. Like,
I was told in Chicago, do not overreact to November to Mayer. In other words, they think they believe the hype. They are very, very hyped about him. I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks in, if he has a couple of those games where he's becoming accustomed, and everybody goes, he didn't live up to the expectations I had.
Well, he's a
Okay.
15.
The speed's different. The speed's different.
And look,
it's not as clean. It's not as good.
Yep.
The speed is faster.
And let's get in front of this.
You're putting stuff on freaking fast forward mode. And
yeah.
Yeah.
And let's get in front of this. Okay. Omer Mayer is a freshman coming in from Israel who is going to be playing a backup role. The expectation for him should be 15 minutes a game, especially in November, with flashes where you're like, oh, okay, I can see it now. But the expectation is 15 minutes a game. He's coming off the bench. Like the expectation should not be 14-6 for him, like he would if he was at a different program. Let's put the expectations there.